He has reason to celebrate. Only days before Roger Stone was to begin a 40-month prison sentence, his friend Donald Trump came to his aid.
The president has said on numerous occasions that he thought there was a good chance I could be exonerated. I agree with that. But this is a horrific nightmare when you realize that this investigation never had any legitimate or lawful beginning. It was a witch hunt.
In February, Stone had been sentenced for lying to Congress, witness tampering, and obstructing the House investigation into whether the Trump campaign colluded with Russia to win the 2016 election.
What's the word?
Can't comment on the courthouse steps.
In an official statement that was published on Friday, the Trump administration called Stone a victim of the Russia hoax that the left and its allies in the media perpetrated for years in an attempt to undermine the Trump presidency. Although US President Donald Trump has repeatedly stepped in to protect his associates, this marks his highest-profile intervention in a criminal case. House Intelligence Committee Chair Adam Schiff tweeted, "With Trump, there are now two systems of justice in America, one for Trump's criminal friends and one for everyone else." And Trump's rival in the upcoming presidential election, Joe Biden, wrote that Donald Trump has surrounded himself with people who flout our laws. We shouldn't be surprised that he thinks he is above the law. Even if critics might be shocked at Trump's use of his unlimited pardoning power, his strongest supporters are unlikely to be deterred by it. For his longtime political confidant Roger Stone, the president's willingness to help out his friends has helped pave the road to freedom.
For more, I'm joined by DW reporter Aaron Tilton. Why is Donald Trump doing this?
Well, today's actions shouldn't come as any surprise to anyone who's really been following the Stone case. I mean, Stone was, of course, convicted of obstruction of justice, witness tampering, and lying to Congress in connection to the Mueller investigation. And that looked into possible connections between the election campaign of Donald Trump and the Russian government. Now, that is, of course, something that Trump has long maintained was an illegitimate investigation. You know, he phrased it as a partisan witch hunt and a hoax, which is part of the reason he said that Stone should never have actually faced trial in the United States. Now, that is, of course, something that a jury of Roger Stone's peers disagreed with, which is why he was sentenced to just over 3 years in prison. What's interesting about today's actions from Donald Trump is actually that he didn't choose to pardon Stone. Instead, he commuted his sentence, which means in the eyes of the criminal justice system of America, Roger Stone is still a convicted criminal. But by commuting his sentence, Trump has managed to keep his promise and is keeping him out of jail.
What reaction have we had from Democrats today?
Well, if you ask most of the Democrats in the United States, today is not a good day for the American justice system. Now, they have long accused both the Justice Department under Trump and Trump himself of having a heavy-handed approach and actually getting involved in a bevy of different criminal cases in order to keep his associates and aides and allies out of prison. They've also accused him of using the power of pardon to make sure that political allies remain out of prison and don't actually see a day of jail time in a bunch of different cases. It's part of the reason that Adam Schiff, one prominent Democrat, actually said that today Trump has again made it clear that there are two systems of justice in America, one for Donald Trump's criminal friends and one for everyone else. So again, we're seeing the sharp political divide coming out in the United States once again.
How will this have an effect on the Trump campaign for re-election?
To be absolutely honest, Donald Trump is facing a large uphill fight to stay in the White House. He's really down in the polls, but I don't see this really hurting him among independents or Democrats because, I mean, let's face it, if they're not going to vote for Donald Trump in the fall, it's for a bevy of different reasons. It's not because he's keeping Roger Stone out of prison. When it comes to his base, I actually see this playing quite well because many people actually voted for Donald Trump because they were expecting a more forceful approach to politics. And, he's been facing month after month of bad news in recent memory. So I see this actually playing to his base where this allows him to set the agenda again and kind of say, I'm returning to the old form of back, as he was in 2017 and 2018. So I don't see this hurting him in the long term.
Thank you, Aaron Tilton, DW reporter.
Thank you.